What's poppin', fam? Welcome to Don't Touch My Mindset, a podcast that is designed to uplift, inspire, and motivate you, and most importantly, share tools to help you protect that mindset. And I feel good. I'm excited to be back. Happy Wednesday, happy mindset day. I am your host, Jay Chase, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling enthusiastic about today. We're closing out May this week, and we're heading into the second half of the year. How are you feeling about your goals? How are you feeling about your mindset? You guys haven't heard me talk about it lately, but how are you feeling about your 7 equities and the goals that you set for yourself and where you want it to be? You know, back in January, back when we started this year, 2024, we want more in 24. We're going to grow. We're going to be the best version of ourselves. We have all our New Year's resolutions. Have you hit your lid yet? And that's what today's all about, is looking at where our lid is, looking at if we're hitting our lid, one, how to take the top off, how to raise our lid and become more. And I started a new book, John Maxwell's 21 Laws of Leadership, and just to add on to this process of becoming, add on to my development, right? And so I wanted to bring you some lessons out of some things that I've read, some things that I've experienced, and mix it all in together for you today. So I'm excited about this episode. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, rate, review. If anything resonates from this episode, share it with a friend, post it on social media, tag us at DJ Chase or at Don't Touch My Mindset. I can't wait to hear from you guys. I'm excited about today. Let's dive into it. Let's get to this mindset. I always like to start off with a quote, and today's quote comes from an anonymous source. You are capable of anything and everything. You just have to respect your goals so much that chasing them becomes your only choice. Like, the only person we're trying to impress in this life is ourself. What we can be, what we are, and who we are going to develop into. That's the only person we're really trying to impress in this life. Other than that, we are called to love unconditionally. So when it comes to being anything and everything that you're capable of, like, that's completely up to you. You just got to put that level of respect that you put on getting validation from other people, that level of respect on your goals, instead of putting other people's goals ahead of yours. So I want you to know that if you see yourself at a 5, a 6, or a 7, instead of seeing yourself at a 10, you will never outperform yourself in image. And so this is why I speak about self-leadership so much, and influencing yourself and knowing what you're capable of, starting with your mindset. And self-leadership is extremely important. And I want you to know that in order to achieve any goal, you have to be the self-starter. You have to be the motivator, because nobody's going to want it as bad as you. Nobody's going to celebrate your small wins, your big wins, your in-between wins. Nobody's going to do that but you. And so you got to be your own cheerleader. You got to be your own master. You got to be your own leader, right? And so when we think about self-leadership, I want you to think about the practice of intentionally influencing your own thoughts, behaviors, and actions to achieve your personal and professional goals. A lot of us try to blame our circumstances on outside factors, when we really honestly do have the resiliency within us. So that the importance of this piece is knowing how you influence your own thoughts and behaviors intentionally. Like, your thoughts become your actions become your behaviors become your habits become your morals, right? And that becomes our destiny. So we really got to be very intentional when it comes to leading ourselves the direction that we want to go. And so, like, picking up this book, Maxwell's 21 Laws of Leadership, like hit me right in the jaw from the jump. Phenomenal book. If you haven't read it, please go read it. Like, Maxwell's laws provide a framework for effective leadership. And I believe that effective leadership starts with leading yourself. And that's why this is so vital. So I want you to take these laws of leadership and apply them to yourself, your personal growth, your professional growth. A lot of people apply this to like corporations, business, and things when leading teams. But I want you to apply it to yourself when going after your dreams and developing into your potential, right? Law number 1, and I'm only going to cover like 3 of them. I'm not going to dive into 21 of them, but I just wanted to talk about 3 of, I believe, the most important. That's why they're 1, 2, and 3. But the top 3 laws of leadership, and I want you to think about these laws as I go through them and how you can start implementing the applications that I put with them, right? So law number 1 is the law of the lid, right? Your leadership ability determines the level of effectiveness. Like, how well you're able to lead yourself determines your effectiveness in leading others, right? If you don't respect what you tell yourself, if you don't hold yourself to your own commitments, then you will never be able to help develop other leaders, other people in your circle, inspire other people, show up in a positive attitude, because you're hitting your lid, you're hitting your max capacity. And so this really speaks to our level of self-awareness when it comes to applying the law of the lid to self-leadership, is understanding your personal limits and working to expand those, like push the edges of your capacity. And I believe that only comes through self-awareness and practice, right? So this component requires continuous improvement, and that's crucial to your effectiveness as a leader, as somebody who's trying to lead themselves through tough situations. So for me, I like to use the flight assessment to assess where I'm at, because truth be told, awareness expires at the end of the day. It really does. Like, what you became aware of today, now it's up to you to change tomorrow. Or if you want to just live with it. But you have to renew that awareness daily. As my coach likes to say, like, renew it daily, Jay. Look at yourself daily and ask yourself what's working, what's not working. Where am I maxing out? Where's my limitations and where are my strengths? But most importantly, how am I showing up to the situation, right? Law number 2 is the law of influence. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And I love the way that Maxwell puts a period at the end of this, no commas, like doesn't go into, like, that's all it is being able to influence yourself and follow through with that influence, right? It's like the old story of the pastor and the farmer. There's a new pastor in town, and he was having his first church meeting. He has the title of leader. He's leading the church. He's the lead pastor, right? And he has a congregation meeting, and then the farmer Fred shows up. And he noticed that nobody's listening to him, and he's getting pushed back on all his suggestions. But every time that Farmer Fred raised his hand, everybody would listen. Everybody would agree. And it became very clear to the pastor that he wasn't the leader of that church. Farmer Fred was. Because Farmer Fred had the influence to rally other people, to inspire other people. And so you have to have the influence to inspire yourself when tough times fall down on you, to inspire yourself to get back up when you feel like life has knocked you down. Because I promise you, life will strip you to the core, but you have to be able to influence yourself enough to lead yourself back towards your goals, right? And you do that through implementing positive habits, positive mindsets, self-talk. Last night on the weekly growth check-in, our personal growth bestie, Miss Alexis Ray, brought an amazing lesson on positive affirmations and how to really, really have that honest internal dialogue with yourself that pushes you towards your goals and aspirations. So I want you to start building a strong positive vision and developing your positive self-talk to support that vision. right? I know this is deep, but to like take that practice and think about your goal, what you wanted to do in 2024, how you've been showing up, and then I want you to start pairing positive talk with that. No shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Every time you do that, you distance yourself from that goal even more. So all of this can be accomplished when developing yourself through the third law, which is the law of process. Leadership develops daily, not in a day. And I really want you to think about that, because some people are always thinking about, oh, tomorrow I'll be better tomorrow. It's a daily incremental process of getting better and better every single day. And it requires consistency and patience in your personal growth, in your professional growth, but most importantly, like in the personal side of it, of who you're becoming, because your personal growth height is determined by your character growth depth. So I really want you to know that the deeper you go in understanding yourself, developing yourself, becoming the best person that you can be for other people, the height of your personal growth will continue to climb, will continue to expand on a day-to-day basis. So establish like daily habits that contribute to long-term goals. Get within a community, start stretching yourself in areas that you know that aren't necessarily your strongest attribute. Start stretching yourselves in those areas just to get a little bit better. I want to give you guys just a few practical tips of, implementing this type of development and following these 3 laws on a daily. Of course, get tapped in with the 90-day personal growth community, because that's going to be the best option for you when it comes to developing yourself into the leader that you want to be for yourself and for others, right? But if you're like, Jay, I'm not ready for that, I really need to set this out myself, here's some practical tips, tools, and tricks, right, to start implementing these top 3 laws today, right? Number 1, set personal goals. A lot of us set professional goals, but I want you to set personal goals and understand and see what and how far you can achieve, right? And that starts with defining your goals clearly. Set specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals, right? In other words, set SMART goals. Don't set goals that are unachievable. I want you to break these goals down, divide goals into manageable tasks to avoid overwhelm. And that's what we do in the 90-day personal growth challenge, and the growth community is helping you with that and providing you support throughout that process. And then establish daily habits and routines. Create a daily schedule. Include time for self-improvement activities like reading, exercising, and reflection. In our community, we like to call this the self-learning commitment, and incorporate those growth activities regularly. Engage in those activities every single day. Like, you want to foster an environment of learning and development around you completely. Self-assessment is crucial. Regularly evaluate yourself. I like to use the 7 Equities tool. You can find it on the Don't Touch My Mindset app. It's a free resource. Download it in the Apple App Store. Or you can use the flight assessment like our mentorship community does. And what the flight assessment does is show you who you are naturally and shows you who you are when you adapt your behavior to the environment, so you can really understand your strengths and your limitations. But the easiest way to self-assess is to seek feedback. Ask for input from trusted sources to gain new perspectives. Don't just look in front of you, but look all around you. And lastly, your mindset and your attitude. Cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges, learn from criticism, and persist in the face of setbacks. Like, literally, like, that's all it takes to develop a growth mindset, is to embrace challenges, learn from criticism, being able to take a punch on the chin and grow from that and say, oh, I need to duck, dodge, or shimmy next time, right? Practice gratitude on a daily. When we're always reaching for what we want, it's easy to forget what we have. So I want you to maintain a positive outlook by focusing on what you're thankful for. Like, start with just a list of 5 things daily, and this goes into building daily habits that help you cultivate a growth mindset to lead these 3 laws of leadership. These are all important things to do, but ultimately it's up to you and how you influence your own thoughts, behaviors, and actions. right? I want you to start implementing at least one of these laws today. Try raising the lid. Try building influence with yourself and others, or even just commit to the process of development for yourself. Please share your experiences with us, share your lessons with us. Tag us on Instagram at @TheJChase or at Don't Touch My Mindset, or on TikTok or whatever you're on. Like, tag us, let us know how this episode has impacted you. We love you guys. If you want more of this, if you want to get in the room of growth-minded individuals who are pouring into themselves, pouring into their self-leadership so they can become better leaders, you need to be at Amplify. July 26th, 27th, we are in North LA County, and we are putting on a 2-day experience that is curated to maximize your personal and professional growth through the principles of Amplify. It's something that I've developed over a year and a half ago, something I've been implementing since 2017, but we're just carving it out and getting better. I want to see you in the room. Please look at the show notes. The links are below. Register. Get your ticket today. Tickets are on sale now. I can't wait to see you out there. I love you guys. I hope that this has inspired you. I hope that this has helped you. Continue to grow. Continue to grind. We are back next week with a brand new mindset. Until then, stay focused, stay inspired, stay connected, and please, 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 don't let anyone touch your mindset.